So this is how you actually set up the device. In the back, you open this up. Over here, there's on and off, up, P up and P down. I guess page up, page down. And you have to open this up. It has, I believe, 2032 batteries in here. Yep, 2 of them. 2 2032 batteries. Gives you about 20 hours of life. So in order to get it going, you have to remove the sticker here. That one came out. Little sticker right there. Okay, here you go. Pull it out. Excuse the redness on my fingers. I was changing the ink on my printer and I have been scrubbing all day. Actually, I have an Eco printer and I was adding ink and I got ink on my hands. I should have used rubber gloves, but I couldn't find them. So, put them in. Put back the little door. Close up look. On, off, P up, P down. Little hook that goes on the belts. Oh, there's a USB. Wait. It says USB. What is that for? USB. I don't see a port there. Yeah, I have no idea why it says USB there. And, regular standard 2032 batteries, 2 of them. Put this on, plus goes up. Not great quality. I'll weigh it to show you the very light piece of equipment. And you'll see that it's not heavy at all. This is not heavy at all. Let me measure it just to give you. Okay. From here to here, it's not. That's the size. If you're curious, pretty thin. Not much to it except where the battery is. So that's how you get it. Then you just press the on button and the light should come on. Do you hold it? Press and hold. Let me see. Nothing happening. Okay. So I'm doing a video on an item that I saw on Amazon. I thought it was great. I had to buy it. I don't know if I'm ever going to wear it, but this is the, what is this actually called? The title will tell you exactly how it's featured or named in the on the Amazon page to purchase this. This is basically a programmable belt buckle, if you have not realized that. Now, the reason I have these two here is that this is the old versions. This is the 1980s version. I got this probably in 1982, 83 maybe 84. Now, I'm going to give some history of my background because this is the reason why I purchased this. It gives me a lot of nostalgia to bring this back up. This nameplate here is probably, it's about over 40 years old, and it's something I wore back in the day. I used to be a breakdancer back in the day. I grew up in the Lower East Side, Manhattan. It was a pretty tough neighborhood in the 80s, if anybody could relate listening to this video, if you grew up in the Lower East Side back in the 80s. And you know, the breakdancers or the b-boys or just guys hanging out, this was the style to get this nameplate up here. So there was two different versions. There was this version, which came pre-done. It's, sealed. It's all connected. This is my brother's nameplate. But because mine didn't come that way, you make your own. So you buy the frame, and you buy each letter that you need. And the frame came in different sizes. It came smaller or larger, depending on how many letters you needed to make up your name. I purchased this at the Essex Marketplace, if anybody remembers that place. And you know what? Give me text below if you know what I'm talking about. Lower East Side, what is that? Essex Street, Delancey Street, Essex Street. They split up. Essex Marketplace. They had about 3 different buildings on Essex Street, I believe. And it went from, I'm going to say Broome Street. And please, again, you know, I haven't been down there in a while. It's not too far from Seward Park High School. I don't know what it's called now, but that's what it was called then, Seward Park High School, which is off of Grand in Essex, I believe. So they had one there, one not too far from there, across the street from Seward Park Housing. Then they had one on the other side of Delancey Street, 2 more. And they sold fruit and different items, depending on which building you went to. And mine was, I think the Essex Marketplace I went to was the one across the street from the school over there, whatever street that is. I think it's Broome Street, where the famous Castillo's restaurant is, if you know what I'm talking about. If you lived in the Lower East Side, back then, and even today, you know about Castillo's restaurant. Everybody goes there. Anyway, so I purchased mine like this. I think my mom purchased it. I think it was real cheap, maybe $10, $12, maybe $15 back then. So I couldn't help myself when I saw this version on the internet, and I bought it. I had to check it out. So I did my name, and it scrolls through. So this is, you can put different characters, so you can do whatever nameplate you want, whatever name you want on it. It takes 2 2032 batteries. Let me turn it off so I don't waste it. 2 2032 batteries, which I showed earlier. It lasts 20 hours. It has on and off and settings. This is kind of the way you set it. And when you're in setup mode, this is how you change the names up and down for different texts and characters and different things like that. So, it's still on. Let me read how to, I'll have this at the end, the user's manual on how to set it up. But pretty much it tells you in detail, and it works, how to do the different settings. I believe it does, real quick, it will give you, it has like 6 different memory banks or 6 different messages that you could put. It has up to 512 characters for the first message and up to 256 characters each for other messages. So you can have anything scrolled here, a verse, whatever you want. And there's different things you can do with it, which is pretty cool. So this is it right here. And the other nameplate I showed you, this one here, this was my brother's nameplate. He was a breakdancer back in the day, just like I was. He was considered a popper. His name was Louis, and his nickname was New Wave, I believe. He was in several breakdancing groups. One of the most famous one might have been Dynamic Rockers, which ended up splitting to Dynamic Breakers. So they had a Dynamic Rockers and Breakers at one point. I was very proud of my brother. The reason I speak of him in past tense is because he's no longer here. He passed away in 1998. So I kept his nameplate. I put it in this shadow box, and he was pretty good. I mean, he also did some Golden Gloves. This is his Golden Glove second place medallion that he won. And I wanted to show off some pictures in the video of my brother. Very proud of him. Miss him dearly, and people who know him definitely miss him. So this is a picture with him and Michael Jackson when he did. He was in a very short part of the Bad video when Michael Jackson filmed it here in Brooklyn. He also filmed it with Wesley Snipes. This is Wesley Snipes back in the day. This was, I don't know, mid-80s. My brother also had the opportunity to dance with Michael Jackson on his birthday party He's one of the gentlemen in the all-white suit of the birthday party of Michael Jackson, which took place in Museum of Natural History in the 80s. That was a big deal back then. A whole bunch of movie stars came, and our brother got to meet a lot of the different movie stars who came to celebrate Michael Jackson's birthday. That was pretty cool to, you know, have a brother who was doing that's pretty cool. And this is one of his boxing pictures. And again, second place Golden Gloves, and that was his name. So I just wanted to mention. So this nameplate brings, you know, it's very nostalgic for me. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I don't know if it'll take place. It is a belt buckle. You could put it on a belt, you know. Back then, you used to always have different belt buckles for different things. And you could do different characters. This is my old one. This is still here, the little clip that goes inside the buckle, the belt broke a long time ago. Brass, really old. And I wanted to show something else before I end the video. One, I want to tell you, again, this is just brought back and stirred up a lot of memory. This nameplate below made me look for this. I spent all over the place, I don't know, about a day or so looking for it. I know I still had it, so I found it. And it's very nostalgic for me. It brings me back to a simpler time. When I was young, it's much easier when you have your parents taking care of you than when you have to deal with life on your own. You know, when you're independent. So kids, be appreciative of your parents, because life only gets a little bit more difficult. Anyway, that being said, it brought me back to my brother's time, which I showed you his nameplate and everything. It just you know, it touched me. So that's why I'm kind of rambling on with this video in regards to this, because it means a lot to me. This is showing it off. It works well. I've had it for a few days now, and I've taken pictures with it. You know, maybe take out. What you think how it looks like. Pretty cool. It is. Let me measure it. Sorry, forget about measuring, as I already did that earlier. That's the first clip. So I wanted to also share something, just getting a little bit more personal in my video than I usually do. Who remembers this? If you were in the Lower East Side, this has to be for a specific person. If you lived in the Lower East Side and went to junior high school 22, answer below who this, where did I get this? Lower East Side in the 80s, 1980s. What class did I make this in? Oh, of course, it's woodshop, but who was the teacher? Everybody knows who he is. So, Lower East Side, mention it. I still have this. Now, this is as old as the nameplate. This was, I don't know, back in the day, that's what they used to do. So, I'm going to end the video. I like it. I like the belt buckle. I think it's so cool. I'm doing a video on it so you can get more of a detailed look at it, if you're interested. I don't know why the USB, it says USB there. There's nothing there. So maybe if you open this up, which I'm not going to do, there may be a USB port in there for programming or something. Again, the instructions will be at the end, and it's real easy to set up. I set it up after reading the instructions, it took me another 2 minutes to figure it out, and I was able to do my name. And again, analog version, digital version. I think it's so cool. Really, really.